Hello everyone and welcome to Electronic Technocrat, your own techie guy. So, today's video will be all about, or I'll be briefing you up in short manner about how do I connect the internet. In the last part we have seen what is internet and how does it work basically, and what are some real applications that we can use internet for. But now I'm gonna be briefing you up in a very brief manner. How do I connect the internet? Everyone has an internet, but no one knows how to connect it, or what are the equipments or what are the services provided to connect the internet. So yes, Mr. Barack Obama, let's see. I guess you are confused right now, but let's see, don't worry about it. Before that, bring us an intro please. Right, so after a brilliant intro, let's move on. How to connect, or we can say how do I connect to the internet basically. Well, when you talk about internet, once you have set up your computer, you may want to purchase a home internet access so that you can send and receive the emails, browse the web, stream videos and more. You may even want to set up a home wireless network, also known as, that's correct, that's called as Wi-Fi, or so called as Wi-Fi. Basically we are using Wi-Fi every day nowadays, so this term is very common to every one of us, the Wi-Fi. So you can connect with the help of Wi-Fi multiple devices to the internet at the same time. This is the advantage of Wi-Fi. So everyone nowadays are looking for Wi-Fi connectivity. Why? Because you can connect multiple devices to that internet access. Alright? Absolutely correct. Home internet access, that's what I talked about. Once you have set up your computer, you may want to purchase a home internet access. As you can see on the screen, the word home internet access is a very important word, so that you can receive the mail, you can browse the videos, stream videos, or watch the movies and so on. You can do on the internet. And absolutely, this term is very important, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is very important as well. With the help of Wi-Fi, you can actually connect multiple devices at the same time, and like there is no limit on how many devices you can connect. Alright, that's the most important thing, or most important aspect of Wi-Fi. Alright, yeah, let's move on, sir. Alright, this is very much understood. Now let's see types of internet services. Now we talked about internet and how do we connect to the internet. Now we will see what type of services internet provide us. Alright, so the very first service would be, let's see, dial-up. That's correct, dial-up. That's how the dialing process actually works. You must have seen in the Windows 1995 version or the 2007 version, you can see this dialing up process. What is this dialing up? This is generally the slowest type of internet connection, and you should probably avoid it unless it is the only service or the only service available in your area. That's correct. Your area gives you the term called as Internet Service Provider, also short formed as ISP. You must have heard about ISPs. According to your area or area wise, you are given the ISPs. Now I recommend you should absolutely avoid dial-up, because dial-up is a very slow internet connecting process. Alright, absolutely. And dial-up uses phone line, as you can see on the screen, the blue word, phone line. So unless you have multiple phone lines, you will not be able to use your landline and the internet at the same time. Alright, so if you're calling someone from the landline, you cannot use the internet, and if you're using the internet, you cannot call someone on the landline unless you have multiple phone lines. So a big consequence, right? Absolutely. So dial-up has got many consequences, like it has slow connection, it has if it is not set in the multiple phone lines, then we cannot do both the activities like calling someone and using the internet at the same time. So that is basically this many disadvantages of dial-up connections. And I will tell you again, these ISPs, that is internet service providers, or we can say the internet services are provided to you according to your areas. Alright? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. The next one is digital subscriber line, that is DSL. Now these are very well known terms to you. Alright? DSL service provides you a broadband connection, which makes it much faster than dial-up. Alright, that's a broadband connections. Also, DSL connects to the internet via a phone line, but does not require you to have a landline at home. Now in the dial-up, what was happening? We needed a landline phone as well, so that we can make a call. But here, with the DSL, or we can say the digital subscriber line, we don't need a landline at home. Absolutely. So the cost of landline is saved, and basically the DSL service uses a broadband connections, which also has a big advantage over the dial-up connections. It is faster than dial-up connections as well. Absolutely, yes. DSL connects to the internet via a phone line, but does not require a landline at home. I have told you before this. And unlike dial-up, you will be able to use the internet and your phone line at the same time. Now in dial-up there was a consequence. That was, you cannot call anyone when you are using internet, or when you are using an internet, or we can say when you are calling someone, you cannot use the internet. That was the case. But here in the digital subscriber line, that is, it is seen like this. That's why I gave the output, or we can say I've given the outline about this. This is how the DSL looks like. There's a DSL modem here, and through this DSL modem, Ethernet cable is directly connected to the computer, so that, and the phone, and as you can see, the phone line cable is separately connected. Alright, so what is the advantage of this? Absolutely, it is faster than dial-up, and also you will be able to call anyone and also use the internet at the same time. And this was not in the dial-up connections. Absolutely, the broadband connection is the first thing I have discussed in this article, and also via phone line. That is very important. So DSL has got some advantages over dial-up. You can see there are different jacks available to the DSL modem. There's a phone line cable jack, and there's an Ethernet cable jack as well. This Ethernet cable jack can be directly connected to the computer, and the phone line can also be directly used without any interference. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. The next one is cable. Cable service connects to the internet via cable TV. Absolutely, the TV, or we can say the cable that you see on your television, is what the cable TV service is. The den services, or we can say the Tata Sky or the Dish TV, these are all the cable TV services available. Although you do not necessarily need to have a cable TV in order to get it. Absolutely, the cable service connects to the internet via a cable TV, but you do not need a cable TV in order to get it. Absolutely, a dabba TV can also be used. Absolutely, a big box of TV can also be used, or the LCD, the LED TV can also be used. You don't need a cable TV in order to use this cable service. Alright, it uses the broadband connections and can be much more faster than dial-up and DSL services. However, it is only available where the cable TV is available. This is the advantage and the disadvantage. What did I tell you? Absolutely, cable TV is the biggest thing that I've told you in this article, and the first advantage I told you in this article is it is faster than both of the previous ones, that is the dial-up one and the DSL service as well. But along with the advantage comes the disadvantage. The disadvantage is, absolutely, it is only available where the cable TV is available. That's correct. If your area supports the cable TV service, then only you can use this service. Otherwise, just forget it. Alright, the next one is the satellite one. Absolutely, a satellite connections uses a broadband but does not require a cable or phone lines. It connects to the internet through satellites that are orbiting the earth. That's correct. Absolutely, you guessed it correct. This is a Dish TV. Absolutely, Dish TV, or we can say Tata Sky, or so many different, or we can say Airtel has got this Dish TV as well. So we have got so many dish. You can see this dish-like structure, and you can see this part here, the white part. This part is actually receiving the signals right from the satellite. Alright, so a satellite connection uses a broadband but does not require a cable or a phone line. So this will decrease the cost of cables, and also the messiness of the wires is reduced. It connects to the internet through the satellites orbiting the earth. As we all know, the satellites orbit the earth, and these dishes that you can see, or we can say this dish that you can see in this image, is directly connected to the satellite that is orbiting the earth. Alright, as a result, it can be used almost anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter in which part of the world you are, it doesn't even matter. You can use it in any part of the world. But the connection may be affected by the weather patterns, obviously, because as the weather pattern changes, like it's a rainy season, the connection or the connectivity can be broken because it doesn't use any physical medium like the cables or the wires. The physical, or we can say the connection, can be distorted. Alright, this is a wireless connection, you can say. That's why it's very what we can say unpredictable when the weather patterns changes. Alright, satellite connections are also usually slower than DSL or cable. Now, as you can see, it has got the advantage and also disadvantage as well. The advantage is it doesn't require any cable lines or the phone lines, so that it makes it more messier, or so that it can make it less messier. But also satellite connections are slower than DSL or the cable TV services. So a coin has got two sides. This is a very good example of this. So with everything comes the advantage and disadvantage as well. Through satellites orbiting the earth, absolutely, this is the main point that you can see. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. The next one is 3G and 4G. Well, we all are aware about 3G and 4G internet. Absolutely, we are using it on our phone. Absolutely, when we see that it's a 4G network, oh, that the speed is very tremendous. Whenever we see it's a 3G network, okay, it's a medium speed. So we are all aware about 3G. The G here stands for generations. Alright, so we started from 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G. Now the 5G is gonna come up very soon also. Alright, so the 3G and the 4G service is most commonly used with the mobile phones. As I've told you, it's very common. This is very commonly used in mobile phones, and the most important part is it connects wirelessly through your ISP's network. Now ISP here is Internet Service Provider. That's perfect. It connects to your ISP wirelessly. It doesn't require any wires, just like the satellite one. Alright. However, this type of connections aren't always fast as a DSL or the cable. Now, as I have told you, the wireless connections can be what we can say are unpredictable because of the weather patterns, or we can say any physical distortion. But when they are connected to the wires, the physical distortion is very less. That's why they cannot be as fast as the DSL or the dial-up ones. Alright, they will also limit the amount of data you can use each month, which isn't the case with broadband plans. The advantage here is they can limit the amount of data which the broadband plans cannot give you. So the advantage is they can limit the amount of data, but the disadvantage is they aren't always fast as the DSL or the cable TV services. As easy as that. Alright, choosing an ISP. Now you will be thinking that we have talked about different types of ISPs, but how do we choose them? Now that you know different types of ISPs, you can do some research onto what all ISPs are available in your area. If you're having any trouble getting started, we recommend that you contact your family members and also your neighbors. Just knock the door of the neighbors and ask them, sir, which Wi-Fi do you use? Or sir, which ISP service do you use? So you can get a clear idea about it. Most ISPs offer several tiers of services. Alright, they offer several tiers of services. That's what we're talking about. ISP, that is Internet Service Providers. Alright, usually these different internet speeds are measured in Mbps, that is megabits per second. Alright, if you mainly use internet for email and social networking sites, a slower connections, that is around 2 Mbps to 5 Mbps, is much more sufficient. However, if you want to download anything like a movie or a game or a music video or you want to stream any video, you will want a faster connection, that is a speed more than 5 Mbps. alright, or more than that in fact. So the speed of the internet is usually measured in Mbps, that is megabits per second. Absolutely correct. Now consider the cost. You will also want to consider the cost of the service, including the installation charges, the monthly fees, and so on. Generally speaking, the faster the connection, the more expensive it is. Absolutely. The more faster the internet speed is, the more expensive it is. Just like I took a plan of 50 Mbps. Right now, I've got a plan of 50 Mbps. Now that will cost me around like 6,000 rupees per year. But if I take more than that, that is 100 Mbps or 1 Gbps, that will cost me around 15,000 to 16,000 rupees per year. Alright? So that is expensive. The more the speed, the more is the cost. Directly proportional. Although the dial-up has traditionally been the least expensive one, many ISPs have raised dial-up prices to the same as broadband ones. Alright? The dial-up is considered as the most least expensive one. But now, by seeing the demand, the dial-up prices have also gone soaring high. Alright? So the dial-ups now are also not that affordable for common people. Alright, now we will go on to the hardware needed. The first hardware part we will need is modem. Absolutely, the modem. Once you have a computer, you really don't need much of the additional hardware. The primary piece you need of hardware is modem. The type of internet access you choose will determine the type of modem you need. The dial-up one accesses uses a telephone modem. The DSL one uses the DSL modem. The cable one uses the cable modem. A satellite one uses the satellite modem. No, the satellite one uses the satellite adapter. Your ISP may give you the modem, often for a free, when you sign a contract, which helps ensure that you have the right type of modem. Absolutely. If you are using a dial-up connection, you will be given a telephone modem. If you are using a DSL service, you will be given a DSL modem. If you are using the cable service, you will be given cable modem. If you are using a satellite service, you will be given a satellite adapter. Absolutely. However, if you would prefer to go to the shop for a better and less expensive modem, you can choose to buy one separately. These modems are given you by the ISP providers itself. Alright? Or if you want, like, I don't want the modems from the ISP providers, I want to take it myself, go to the shop, ask them for a modem, tell them the connection you are using, that is satellite or dial-up or any other broadband plans, and they will give you the modems that is least expensive or that is fitting in your budget. So this is the modem, that is the hardware required. Second one is required is the router. The router is a hardware device that allows you to connect several computers and other devices to a single internet connection. Many routers are wireless, which allows you to create a home wireless network, also called as the Wi-Fi network. That's correct, or we can say the home network. Alright? What is the role of the router then? The router basically is a hardware device. It will allow you to connect multiple devices at the same time to your internet connection. That's what a router is. You don't necessarily need to buy a router to connect the internet. It is possible to connect your internet, your computer, directly to the modem using an Ethernet cable. Alright, so we've got an option here as well. Yes, correct, the Wi-Fi network. We've got an option as well. You don't have to buy a router always. You can connect the computer with your modem with the use of an Ethernet cable, so that your router's money would be saved. Alright. Also, many modems include a built-in router, so you have options of creating Wi-Fi network without buying any extra hardware. So that is again a very good advantage. Many modems have a built-in router, so you don't need these kind of routers here. Like what I'm trying to tell you is, these modems have also got, many of them in fact have got built-in routers inside them, so that you don't need to buy a separate router for that. Alright? Just like I've told you, with many advantages come many disadvantages, but this is really a good advantage, that if you have a built-in router in the modem itself, you don't have to buy for the hardware again, or you don't worry about the space. Alright? So I hope you understood this. In further videos we will discuss more about internet and learn some more interesting facts about internet. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and have a good day. Thank you, danke, gracious. Hey you, yes you. If you like our video, just hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to stay notified for the future updates.